and we are in game 3 here between Homolife and T1 here at the World's quarterfinals. It has been a very rough road so far for Homolife, not able to get a significant chance in winning any of these games so far, except for like in game 1. A fight just didn't go their way. Last game, T1 just let Chovy, as they're doing now, just let him have LeBlanc, and then they just pick everything that they need to make sure it can never happen. And it looks like Homolife are going to make a case example for the practice of insanity, because they're picking the LeBlanc again. They've opted Willer in for the Olaf instead, which means that like the Poppy Steadfast presence isn't going to stop them as much. But now we're running it back even further. Def's going to get the Varus again, which didn't seem like it did anything. It doesn't want anything. Oh boy, this could be the second pick for Varus all tournament. Actually, owner's gonna be able to pick up the Talon, but are we? I don't think we're. Yeah, I don't even think they're concerned about it. Like he's gonna be Chovy's gonna be allowed more mobility than before. But I think just because that Willer picked up the Olaf, they have no problems avoiding, or they're only gonna be worried about Chovy. But even then, just less than ideal here. The Gwen ban, I can respect it. Graves also got banned as well, so still sticking with an attempt to limit Kana's pool and options, but I still think he's gonna be able to, do what Kana does. And same exact bans from T1 earlier. So we're just, guys, if you missed game 2, don't worry. Game 3 looks exactly the same. Just change out that Viking for a man with the spear that jumps far and sings Mulan stories, long songs.
There's no question here. I think they're not hovering or waiting this. They're trying to use this time to discuss options as to what Morgan wants to play.
Yeah, because they gotta figure out what Morgan can do to even just match Kana. The Kennon's gonna get banned out again, so getting rid of the ranged option. But does Morgan want to take the Renekton again? Because that still just seems like such a toss of a pick. Thresh gonna be brought in for Kana, so he's staying super safe still. T1 in the driver's seat, in their comfort zone right now. Like, there's still no adjustments in this draft from Homolife that's forcing T1 to really make any great adjustments. Owen's just picking Talon because he might have been too bored on the Poppy in the last game. It's just not structurally sound right now. The Braum goes over to Vista and Homolife now, but I just don't see where that's gonna do much. It might help peel away Owner from jumping on to Deft and, blowing him up. We got to see this final pick here, because this topside pick from Morgan needs to be like everything, and it's gonna be his Renekton. It's gonna be his super comfort pick. It's gonna be a toss. Like, this is just looking so tragic here for Homolife right now. Kana. Oh boy, we've seen it happen. We've seen Fiora already at this tournament here, and it looked pretty fun. Oh, is he gonna do it to him? All right, okay, he brings up the Gnar. All right, this is LCK. We're super disciplined. We don't do the crazy picks like LPL does. All right, so a little bit of a letdown there for some of us, but yeah, ranged potential, ranged advantage in a way during mini Gnars. So yeah. Yeah, Gangplank would have been really great into the Renekton, and it's seen a very big drop off. Like, I think Alfari's been the only one playing it in this tournament. Yeah, but they have the Olaf, so unfortunately, like, this Gnar is going to be way more safe and way less vulnerable. And the funny thing is that the Aurelia was available, and Aurelia is usually considered a classic and huge punish against the Gnar, but Homolife's just been turned off from that pick entirely after game 1. So, tragedy indeed here. Homolife going to need to pull out some magic tricks here, get their wands out, and see if they can pull Bunny out of this hat, because it still doesn't look good here. Gumayushi with his Aphelios for 3 games in a row. No contest, no bans, no concerns, and no no easy way to really access it. Like, now that they've got the Olaf with the Ragnarok, he can run straight at him, but will Olaf survive the trek? Because it may look like a short walk, but there's a lot of crap to run through. Like, a lot of damage.
Again, I think a lot of that last game really turned when that blast cone was destroyed. Morgan didn't get the team fight, and they got totally destroyed on the Rift Herald.
Yeah, that was a yeah.
So much extra
I don't think there was a lot of chances even with that blast cone play. Even if that blast cone play had not occurred.
That's not going to happen probably this time around.
Shouldn't happen this time, but HLE making some proactive plays here, still on blue side. And I really get an early invade here. I think they might be trying to actually mix this up. I think they might just be getting a ward. Yep, over to the Krugs. So nothing too crazy. They're not splitting the map.
It's a bit lonely in there, though, as T1 just going to allow them to get a cheeky little ward on the Krug camp here and make their way back out again.
And think back to Chovy and Deft last year, right? On DRX, where they were also able to make quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And then we all knew what happened. They drew dumb on Kia.
Yeah, I don't like remembering.
No,
that series.
but
That
I
was
think
not a great
we need to, because I think that DRX as a whole was a team that did a lot better than expected as well, similar to what we've seen from Hanwha. And
there are three
then-
players from that
Yeah.
That team in this series, and
Yeah.
one of them is very, very happy. And
one
the
of
other
them
two
is
are
feeling
definitely
great.
not.
He's up 2-0 in
Yeah.
quarters, about to reach the semi-finals if they can find a win here in Carrier, of course.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, although I think you're allowed to get a bit ahead of yourself
little
based
bit.
on just
Yeah,
how
Just a little bit, honestly. Like, things are still looking like they're going to be a game 2 repeat at this point.
Well, Armor have come a bit like no. T1 are just showing that they are so much better. And we're going to need an absolutely incredible change of form here from Harmor Life Esports if they're going to stand any sort of chance.
I think it's important
Yep.
to draw those parallels, though, and I think it is important to remember the history of players like Deft and Chovy, who have been so close for so long, but have never really been able to cross the finish line, because in Korea, historically speaking, there have been one or two extremely dominant teams, and that was not Hanwha Esports, and it was DRX actually last year as the number 2, but they hit number 1 in the quarterfinals. So
The classic tragedy of the Worlds format.
two-star players in Chovy and Deft.
Oh, going to be able to actually spot out this ward here. So Willer going to be able to actually keep that in his favor. Almost get the stuns out of to carry a bot side. So the big advantage that I should expect out of Willer playing this Olaf, and he's actually playing him with a little more health than expected, but if he really wanted to index into it, he could really power farm and really put the hurt on in a CS capacity against Owner. And it's not clear that he's actually really going for that.
We'll see if Unlife Esports decide to, because they have Prio in bottom lane. Remember, we talked about what Vista could do on the Nautilus to threaten Faker. We saw some roams up there. But with this composition, what you can do with the Olaf is also try to threaten an early Drake with some of that Prio, because Olaf can clear it pretty quickly. I'd love to
Yeah,
see
he's got the full clear off.
to get that objective on the board early.
It looks like Talon's actually... Nope, he left his Krugs. Okay, I missed that. The ward helped cover it. So yeah, Willer taking advantage of the Prio bot side here. He's going to be able to get this Krug taken care of. And he might even be able to actually go over and steal a... I think he might be able to steal a Gromp. Or, no, he's just going to back. I was like, they're not about to have a dive. Okay.
But the problem is the wave isn't there, right? Like Gumayushi and Carrier have been doing a great job. This is the type of avenue that you're looking towards. Whaler diving there, maybe Chovy teleports in. Like, that's what you need to do as Hanwha if you want to stand a chance in this game.
Yeah, this is the first time Willer's had any sort of tempo advantage. And it's taken picking the Olaf, the most like quintessential speed clear jungler that we still have remaining. So thankfully, he's able to utilize that in order to get himself, you know, a little bit further ahead as far as the jungle clear and things like that, already back out onto the map. But Ona doing a very good job. To be
Oh,
honest.
good little connection there from Kana. Gets the wall up off of Morgan.
The right time.
Got to be careful about going in on those Meganars, especially
Could get a little painful.
player Morgan, who has fallen behind in lane quite a bit in this tournament. As Chovy is gonna continue
Almost
to
gets the
very
proc there on that chain.
We are reaching that timing window, you know, right, where you're going to see a play from Willer with a clear advantage. Uh-oh.
That's a point blank.
Well, that's actually going to be a pretty clear advantage there for T1 bot side.
Opportunity.
And Deft out of mana now. You have to start hitting some biscuits or hitting some pots if he wants to try to keep collecting this CS here, because Gumayushi's doing just fine.
That things like lethality Varus are pretty good when it comes to holding on to a lane. But yeah, this Thresh Aphelios is looking like their early game spiking, mid game spiking, late game damage carries.
Yes, and this this has, in my opinion, been a recurring theme for the LCK. I think they have prioritized the Ophelos the highest. We have seen the Ophelos Lulu also coming out from a team like Damwon.
Those chains hit. This is a totally different scenario.
Yeah. Rake comes through there from Ona.
I think Honor actually wants to finish off the rest of that damage proc.
T1 are just one step ahead. They know there's a timing where the Drake could be contested.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
Yeah, they're not interested in letting Willer take that Drake for free here, because yeah, all the sustain that Willer can have on this Olaf basically means he can take the Drake super early. And T1 just positioning all three just mid, support, and jungle nearby and forcing Willer to go elsewhere. Chain connects. Good shield there from Garia, so it prevented the rest of that damage coming through.
Right, and like that is what they need to do. Like, you can't just sit back, look at a situation like that, and say it's a bit risky. Yeah, it is, but not doing anything is going to become a way worse problem for you. You've seen what it leads to later on. And first, the dive opportunity on both sides, it wasn't great, but if you set it up a little bit better and actually commit to that, might get an opening there.
Speaking of which,
this play, you're not getting anything out of the power of your Olaf early on, and Bromus was there as well.
Well, he's walking down towards the bottom side. Something's happening because he's in the lane. He's just doing his best Vista impression. So I guess, you know, both of them for Eliordian does make some sense.
Just going to look for that early Drake. I mean,
Yep, here it comes now. So a little bit delayed, a little bit behind the timing that Wolf was mentioning before.
No Gary was out of lane. And you could see Faker right now, and, you know, Chovy can rotate back in, so there's no real contest opportunity here. This is one of the powers of early game Varus in a matchup like the Aphelios or like the Israel, who was picked in so much in the LCK, is you could just shove this out and guarantee the Olaf gets the first Drake. Now you have a slight advantage. A little bit.
Yeah, this is going to provide a little bit of early game advantage that Homolife hasn't really gotten much in this series. So this is, I guess, what they're really happy about, having the power of the Varus. I just don't... It's just, how does this go later? Is really the big question, because Varus needs like 3 items as well, if not 4, to where he's really going to be going off. And frankly, all things even, I still feel like it's really in favor of the Aphelios when it comes to team fights.
Is very, very even on that bottom side. As Faker once again circling a Frost in order to make sure that he stays absolutely fine, and he's going to continue to do so, starting to win out on a lot of these trades against Chovy. Oh, okay.
Big bit of damage there, using the R.
Scenario last game and in game 1, where Chovy's just constantly looking for the big harasses about 30 seconds before Rift Herald. Let's see how this Rift Herald fight goes compared to the last 2.
Yep. How many coins we got left? What side do we get?
I don't think it's a flip. It's like a dice roll, but when it's like 1 to 5 T1 win, and only the lucky 6 actually gets Hanwha out. And this to me is one of the big differences between Hanwha and a lot of the other teams, even teams that we perceive as a little bit weaker, like Gen G, which is, what do you actually do with the advantages that you gain? And Hanwha Life just seemingly not in a position to use the advantage that Chovy.
No, not really. And if Morgan's taking that much damage right now, and he's going to get run down here, but Kana can run this. The Olaf is actually on the Herald right now, and Deft and Vista are going to be threatened by T1. So this 8-minute Herald, T1 aren't even going worried about. They're aware of the play, and they're just going to keep putting the turret plates onto Gumushi. So Willer can get this, but Gumushi's still going to be able to get 2 turret plates onto him, if not 3 at this point here. Oh, that's insane. Yeah, and it doesn't matter now. Ooh, Chovy might. Oh, it's going to be... Misses the rake. Okay. Chovy forced away. So Homolife get the victory of the Herald, but T1 have a fantastic counterplay. And that keeps the gold in their favor still. This is where it's actually funny. I don't know why I didn't try to stick that one out, because he could have auto-attacked that one maybe a bit.
Immediately moving into the enemy jungle. So I do like this from Homolife, showing that they are able to actually pivot around some form of advantage that they've been able to pick up, but doesn't quite work out there, as that was very cute. The rake going a very, very long way.
Look at all the deep vision that they also gained with this play, because they brought owner bottom side. If Deft and Vista overstepped or made even one mistake during that top side play from Willer, they end up getting a kill as well, because at this stage of the game, talent is so incredibly powerful versus something like a nice little hook.
Just being annoying. Carry just being annoying right there. Alright, and Gumiyoshi's gonna be able to get first turret still, I think. This turret's gonna get like really high on its armor value at this point with this last turret plate. But he's gotten 4 turret plates, and that Herald on Wheeler has yet to even put down. He's going to be forced to put it bot lane here, and hopefully it's going to be a decent funneling of the gold into depth, but they've got to actually be able to, they got to cure these waves. All right, Wheeler actually gets secured some vision, but he's not dropping. Okay, and Faker's going to find him. Yeah, so
Teleport gonna come through here. Chovy gonna look to harass, but this is the best of the three so far here for Hanalei Esports.
Well, the hook's gonna come down. Vista still can get stunned up from this grab at him as well, but Gumayusi taking a fair bit of damage there. Not gonna see what happens at the end though, as Will is going to make his way into the river.
He's still trying to figure out what to do with this Herald.
Very, very nice. As that's a grab.
Oh, Deft, I think you have some problem here. He's going to be able to have to use his ultimate. The exhaust can actually really can prevent any of his damage from coming through. And Gumayusi just freestanding. Owner's going to turn on to Wheeler, and Wheeler's going to have to run away here. The burn, the bleed, getting him down so low here. If Owner gets one more proc here, the Wreck's going to come across both. The exhaust saving Vista's life, and Flash just going in on it.
Everyone's health bar is extraordinarily low though, and T1 are closing in on this bottom
Oh, and it's just Def left. He needs to clear this wave out, and Vista's gonna have to just get the heal early on here, but Notice is gonna go in onto Deft, and now Gumayushi's gonna get his first blood as well. Gumayushi's about to get cashed in so hard here. Lantern saving from the piercing arrow, not worried about it. This wave's gonna get cleared out super fast. Owner is going to keep Deft at bay, and this wave's gonna get entirely denied. But Gumayushi's gonna be able to get first blood and first turret. Unconcerned here. He just got like 1,000 gold in 10 seconds. Faker teleports topside to catch this wave. And it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter what Morgan's doing here topside. He's barely got a CS lead. Again, over Kana. He's got his comfort pick, but it's just not it doesn't matter. I don't care how comfortable you are in the pick. It's not going to help win the game. And now shield bow in. Shield bow in for Gumayusi. And Owner went and took the Drake. So keeping the Drake count even. Gold advantage 3,000 in the favor of T1 right now. Gumayushi's topside. This Herald finally got used by Wheeler, but it's nowhere where it needs to be. It's being put over near Morgan again. Like, that's going to do anything here. And Kana's now just 1v1ing Chovy. Oh, flash in for the Gnar. Misses it. Chovy reads it. That was about to be dead Chovy. Dead Chovy by aggressive Gnar. Oh. Well, it had such a bad sense of play about it. You want that gold onto Deft. You want him to have his lethality items as soon as possible, or even on Chovy, just so they can actually get it. This is the same batch of mistakes we were seeing from Hanalei in the last game here. Why would you want to drop the Herald topside and put that money into Morgan or to Wheeler? Like, they're not on characters that are going to be able to actually, like, kill the backline. It's so weird. Inferno, yeah, Gumayushi's just going to bully these guys out from their turret. And he's got a shield, but he's going to be able to heal up so easily. And Deft, he's down to 400 health. He has no chance here. Ono can just go over and blow him up as needed. Exhaust is already been spent by Vista. So he's going to try to clear out the waves, but this is going to be another batch of turret plates. He's going to get maybe one more. So 3 turret plates plus the first turret gold plus first blood. Yeah, Gumayusi is flying so far ahead of the curve of the game, of his lane opponent. He's 15 CS over it, but what's the gold difference right now? I want them to actually like bring up the gold balances right now, because this is actually disgusting from Team T1.
When you've got the other pieces of the team working this beautifully, this is 100% finals contender T1 right here. Like, this is the first time this year that I've seen T1 be just as suffocating as they have in the past, in those glory days.
Well, this is what we were actually really looking forward to with T1 having this kind of time together after such a tumultuous like summer and spring set of splits. They were going through the 10-man roster. They were rotating people in and out for so long, and you know, Faker they had to get rid of all the coaches. Faker and like one coach ends up taking over everything, and now we've actually had T1 with what feels like 2-3 months to get themselves together, get themselves a consistent game plan. Gumayusi gets Aphelios, we play Peel, we win is like a great start to it. But what we're seeing is just great map play across it. Owner taking just the unique pick of this tournament of talent and just bringing it into a whole nother world of it. And so T1 playing to the level that Faker knows and to what was great history for LCK, for SKT, for T1, and just having this control, having this choke out pattern, even, oh boy, Gamiushi, he's going to be able to make it out that far. Okay, he's fine. But this is exactly what you would expect. This is what's been needed out of T1 like all year. It's like make a pick, decide who's going to be on the main roster, and allow it to mature and be formed into something that's like final and cohesive. And this is what we're now seeing out of T1. This is what we want to find in our best teams. So T1, if they're smacking Hama Life this hard, and it's just looking this limited, I kind of want to put it more onto Hama Life aren't actually challenging this properly. They're not making a lot of good decisions in draft, let alone, oh, that's a huge Moonlight Vigil. Now they get to get into the middle of it. Faker's jumped onto the middle just to zone out so much damage here, and now Owner's going to be able to actually run on it. He's going to jump away. Wheeler about to actually take him. That's going to be a clean sweep there. 3-0 in the favor of T1. They get the whole run of the map here. Chovy trying to balance it out, trying to find a trade back, but Morgan gets out his ultimate, but there's not going to be much else to be done here. He's going to get under his turret. He's going to survive. But Chovy's sitting in the middle of 3. He's going to be able to dodge the Rick, but he might actually burn out. And Owner just free to run him down. Faker's going to come to probably collect this kill, and the carry is going to steal it. I'm a little proud of him. I'm a little proud of him for stealing that one, honestly. But this is what we need to see. This is what a team that has been able to spend time together and really get their game plan sorted out, figured out, finalized, and just made firm. Like, it's almost a sadder thing that Hama Life have actually had all year with this same roster, and they've just not been able to actually match T1's like sense of cohesion and team play. And I love this. Gumayushi just with a fantastic Moonlight Visual. This is the engage. This is like the power of Gumayushi on Aphelios, because he'll go for this as like the effective front line. And the steal from Owner is actually fantastic. Karia's getting jumped on, but that's not the right pick here. And then Gumayushi just gets to push away Chovy. There's no chance. Meanwhile, the rest of the front line of T1 kill off Wheeler, shove it all away. No chances. And now Chovy just having to dance his way out of this. He could have just left. He's on his side of the map, but Owner just is following him over, and it just gets... Oh, man. That's a lot. That's a lot going on right there. He can't get away. Chovy, this is the life of Chovy right now. Just 1v9ing, trying to make something happen here, trying to win this game for his team, but there's just not enough up and available. Trying to even steal Drake's. T1 get their second one, no contest, no chance. It's now, what, a 5,000 goal lead in T1's favor, 18 minutes into the game here. Still haven't seen what the actual goal difference is between Gumayushi and Deft right now, but we could probably take a decent gander on account of he has gotten his LDR, he's got his shield bow, he's 2-0-2. He got top turret, bot turret, and half a mid turret, I think, before the plates even went away. Actually, he got, yeah, I think he got bot turret entirely and half the top turret plates. Took top turret as well. And he's about to finish off mid turret. So he's getting all the local gold. This is no... okay, they have to bring in 3 people to stop Gumayushi from taking this turret. Meanwhile, Nar is just shoving bot side. And even just actually invading into the jungle a bit and just kind of getting a little ballsy here. He's even going to contest for this red buff here. Owner's going to probably have him secure it. Alright, they're going to step away here. So they're going to... A little bit of benevolence from T1, a little bit of generosity. Because they're going to let Gumayushi take the turret anyway, so just waiting on a wave. What's the goal lead? I really want to know this, because he's got to be like 3k ahead right now. He's got to be at least 3 of the 5k lead that T1 has over Hama Life right now. Yeah, another turret. Another turret taken, and this is Gumayushi. He's taking like all 5 of the turrets, all 4 of the turrets right now. All that's left is like mid and bot tier 2s. Jeez. This is absolutely stomp. This is absolutely like stomping right now.
Sandra has been working as intended against Chovy. He hasn't been able to look for picks. Kana's Nar has been great. And I mean, not for the reasons I was hoping he was going to play it, right? The reasons where, you know, later on, if Hana was ahead or you have an even game, it gives you a little bit more engaged. No, he's just controlling the mid game just fine. Shutting down a lot of opportunities Hana Life have to look for picks, to look for anybody.
There we go here. 97 versus 64. That is a 3.3k gold lead in Gumayushi's favor. 300 gold lead for like Chovy, but woo, 800, 500, 600, 1,000 on bot side. So yeah, most of the gold lead is in the favor, is on Gumayushi. Like, if there's a time that Hanwha Life need to be able to like somehow all in and kill off Gumayushi to even have a chance of winning the fight, it's now, because he's the gold lead. He is the gold lead right now, like 3,000 and some change. It's fuck. That's disgusting. Phew. Yeah.
It's sad to see. I think a lot of people were expecting this to come earlier, so it's, you know, you still need to congratulate Hanwha for making it out of the group stage just in general, but I think a lot of people dared to hope for more from this team. Zona taking a bit of damage from Chovy, but not going to be too worried about it, actually. Okay, Lanton's not going to save him, but he is able to walk his way out as now Carrier doing the same thing.
It's somewhat of a cold shower ending for Hanwha, you know, kind of really hitting reality very hard, where after what has been an overperformance ever since, they got the gauntlet and people dare to dream. They made it a gauntlet.
Hanwha Life surprised everyone in LCK, but actually getting all the way through the gauntlet and winning what needed to be won to make it all the way to Worlds here. But it's just kind of out of their class, and all things considered.
They earned their spot, right? They looked, as you pointed out, they looked great against RNG at times, but we did see some of the issues. And against a team like T1 that clearly is very on point of how they want to play, how they want to move around the map, those issues are just, there's a pinpointer on them, and you can't ignore them anymore, right? It's just, you can't kind of outplay this away.
Some of these things that Hanwha Life need to evolve, you can't evolve during one World Championship of a tournament. It's going to take longer than that, and it's going to take a lot more time. We'll see if this roster stays together next year or not, when Chovy's contract expiring at the end of the year.
Fingers crossed that Chovy doesn't stick around, honestly. Oh, that Baron's getting started. And Hanwha Life smell it, but can they really do anything about it? 5,000 gold lead to no. What's the Baron that's at half health right now? Vision's going to go on and knock up onto Gumayushi, but he's still pretty safe here right now. And that's going to be a dead will or no chance here. Baron secured actually by Gumayushi. He's just taking every objective in this game right now, and he has not died yet. Faker goes down here, but Morgan is going to get traded for and Deft. Oh, he's just going to get run. Gumayushi with a hula hoop of death around him. He's going to help run this down. It runs out just in time. Great poke from Deft, but Owner's here to route them. He's going to have to just peel it, and Kana's going to arrive as well, and that's going to be a dead Deft. Double kill over to Owner. Chovy jumps back, but Gumayushi's there to catch him. Ace for T1, and now the Baron is in play.
Certainly not. And I mean, look, you have to fight their choke point here. The fact that they're able to trade Faker back is a testament to Morgan's patience. You know, throughout this game, he does go in there and help take Faker out. But the Red Bull power play, Baron power play, I should say,
It's already 3.4K.
It's gonna get huger. I'm putting on like 6K.
I mean, as Hanwha Life, look, you're walking.
It's good knockup. It gets Gumayushi, but there's just not much else to do. Willer goes in here, and again, he can make the distance, but he dies on arrival, and that's just not what you want. Morgan gets in there and gets a bit done, but he just gets traded out here. The chakrams from Gumayushi, just not to be trifled with. He almost two shots Deft right there. And now they're fighting off in Hanwha Life's jungle, and Vista is just going to go down from this. The Unbreakable just saving his life, but Faker's there to flank him, and he just goes down, and that's going to be third Drake over to T1. Cloud Drake's not even the most enviable Drake, but it doesn't matter. They're going to take everything on the map, and I'm a little sad Gumayushi didn't secure the Drake, considering he's gotten every other objective. Yeah, so here we're going. We're at 4K. We're going to get to 6K. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm looking for. There goes the ult from Def. Doesn't hit anything. He gets one little chip onto Gumayushi, but he's going to hit 2, 3. Yep. And Gumayushi back all the way up. And here comes the inhib. 5K advantage. Chovy chasing Faker. Faker's at half health. There's been an exchange of at least some damage. Oda's going to actually zone up Chovy himself. Yeah, I think he even found himself with a winning duel. And that's going to be almost goes back in. And there's no items, there's no resources left on the side of Hanwha Life. They have no ultimates. Their summoners are so limited right now. And T1, 4.8, still respectable. 30 seconds left, so not getting the 6K we wanted. Got up to about 5. But they got the inhib. So T1, great advantages. Still playing by the book here. Gonna run out this Baron, maybe get the next Drake, and then they'll probably use the next Baron to finish this one out, even though at this point we're at a 10k gold lead. Realistically, they could muscle their way in and win the game right now.
I think we're getting down to like single-digit universes.
I don't think
where
this is
that's
the one,
possible.
unfortunately.
You know, sometimes the underdog wins, sometimes it's exciting, and sometimes you have the cool narrative and the really awesome storyline that everyone remembers and everybody talks about. But sometimes T1 smashes you 3-0, they return to form, and I hate to say it, but I don't think people will be talking about this series from years to come. This is one of those series where you go, there were a lot of cool things that could have happened here.
And none of them happened. Like, a lot of cool things that could have, and nothing happened.
They did not get ahead twice in a row.
Chovy.
T1 are just looking at the round of format. They're saying we are a semifinalist team.
Heck yeah, they are. They still need to.
I need to close it out. I need to get that Nexus blown up, but right now they are primed and ready. At this point, the oven's preheated.
Number 3.
They just need to actually... They didn't use the timer,
Just a formality.
but they need to pull out this casserole at just the right time for it to be perfection.
I don't think that this will officially count as a shellacking. If I was to talk to Jake Spawn Tiberi about it, however, this has been extraordinarily dominant.
It has been, yeah. And the only saving grace, honestly, is the fact that right now there is no Baron buff or the Baron up. And that's that early Drake. You know, Wheeler was actually able to pick that one up. That bought you a couple of extra minutes.
Are you looking for the positives?
Silver linings, mate. Silver linings.
I mean, we talked about it earlier. Or, you know, I was kind of leading into this, but if you're ahead and you get that Drake, it's so powerful. But with this composition from behind it, it means almost nothing, sadly. Especially because this is not a burst composition for T1, so even that extra, you know, resistance that you're going to get from that solo mountain Drake is just puny in the face of a 3-item, soon-to-be 4-item Gumayusi.
Yeah.
4 items on Aphelios, so I mean, it is kind of a burst comp, but it's also a DPS comp.
Right.
Because, like,
Consistent burst from Gumayushi. That's what
is a burst
Alice is trying to sell us right now.
Also is a burst win.
Yeah. It's like, wow. It's
And there it is, the rapid-fire cannon, so you can get that extra damage from further away.
Yeah, you can get a huge poke off now.
comes even earlier.
It's I mean, as Chovy here, what do you do? I mean, this is you're trying to be the leader of this team. You're trying to carry your 50, 60 CS up on Faker, but
It's not going to be much. Like, Jovi can try to get as much done, but he has to get an absolute explosion off, and he's only got 2.5 items.
Yeah.
Like, Jovi just does not have what is necessary to win this, and he's gone a defensive route there with the Banshee's Veil just so he can have free time poking in to
Very good point.
into T1.
Too many years.
Just to make sure that Faker can't really ult him and just stuff his entire attempts at making a play.
he's got teleport, but you've got no wards to teleport onto here. You got no angles. All T1 have to do is group up as 5 and start this Baron, which will disappear faster than you could blink an eye. Once again, no vision for Honor Life Esports. We're going to watch the same fight happen again. Maybe this time the miracle can occur. Because, I mean, you are praying for a miracle if you're a Honor Life Esports fan. Tournament life on the line here.
Box put down. Tournament life on the line, but there's going to be no chance here. The Baron's already gone. And now comes the turn here, and I think the fight's going to actually be over here. Gumayushi's going to get a 4-shot. Oh, misses the Q. Puts out. Oh, no. And the block of the Moonlight Visual actually sends the AoE over to Willard, and he goes down. Now, Vista, Deft on the run here. Chovy playing the in and out, but the exhaust is just going to prevent his damage from doing much. And Morgan's going to try to get in here onto Gumayushi. They're trying to make the play onto it, but he's just going to actually just face tank, and Gumayushi is unconcerned about any of this. Faker is going super low. Chovy is actually still alive here. This is going to be a huge dance around here. Deft and Vista playing 2v1 with Owner, and this is actually just so crazy right now. Everyone's all over the place, but Owner's actually going to be able to round it up if they get Deft. Vista is going to go down here to Kana, and Chovy is going to get found by Owner. So Owner actually doing a fantastic play here. Gumayushi is going to get the soul for his team as a consolation, as just a bonus prize here, but Kana is going to get himself on in. He's going to ignore the crocodile. I'm sorry, Morgan. There's not much for you to do. Willer's here as well. Maybe they can actually catch him, but Kana is quite prepared to win this. Meganar is going to come out. Wallop misses. So does the Gnar.
This game would have already been over if Faker was actually able to finish his teleport. He was teleporting to the bot side wave, but Chovy interrupted him. It doesn't even matter though.
No, it's all over here, man. So T1 got a 3-0 Life right now. They need to at least have one inhibitor broken so they can attack the Nexus. And this should be able to round it out here. Life, time to go home. I'm sorry, Chovy. I'm sorry to those of the church. But Faker, the Demon King, is here with his T1. And they're going to make it on to quarters.
International competition of League of Legends could